accepting clients, your clients without criticism, regardless of their background, choices, or circumstances. Don't forget, we talked about diversity the other time. When you give people respect, do you know what we call respect? Many people don't know the meaning of respect. They just say, of course, I respect you. Of course, I give you respect. Many don't even know what respect actually entails. Do you think respect is just for you maybe to bend down or to prostrate or to kneel down before another? No, the respect is not limited to that. Respect means you are accepting the other person as that person is. That is when you are giving regard, when you give regard to that person. That is when you respect the person. It's not respect to say, good morning, sir, good afternoon, ma. No. Respect is not, that is not enough respect. It could be part of respect, but that is not the respect that is expected of anybody. When you say you are giving somebody respect, it means that you give such a person regard. It means that you accept that person as he or she is, regardless of his background. If you meet a disabled person and you treat that disabled person as a human being, you treat him as you can treat an able person. If you meet a vulnerable child, you give equal treatment to that vulnerable child as you give to a child that is not from a vulnerable background. That is respect. Irrespective, regardless of the background, regardless of choices, regardless of circumstances, regardless of position. Whether I'm from the east or I'm from the north or I'm from the west, it doesn't matter. I'm in Nigeria. Can you give me the same regard? Can you treat me the same way you can treat somebody from your own area or from your own community? The kind of treatment you can give to your kinsman, can you give it to me if I'm not your kinsman? That is when we give respect. So as a social worker, you should accept your clients without criticism, without any bias. That is when you are giving that person respect. You need also to demonstrate empathy rather than judgment. But this encourages openness. Demonstrating empathy rather than judgment encourages openness. You don't need to judge. Don't be a judge on any issue at all. Don't be a judge. That is why social workers, we are not judgmental. You can only give your own opinion about matter. You can give advice. Don't be judgmental. You are not a judge, and we are not in law courts when you just give your pronouncement. So when you have the interaction with your client, there is every room for you to be judgmental, but you don't need to be judgmental. Even in your day-to-day life, when you deal with people, in your relationship with people, don't be judgmental. When you are judgmental, you are biased. So as a social worker, you are not expected to do that. But when you are not judgmental, when you give respect, you will see that you will build trust. You will see that already that person will have mutual respect for you. That person will have trust in you. That person will not hide anything, will not withhold any information from you. Everything will be given to you because there's that trust. And this is a way of building that trust when you give respect to that person. And the person we are talking about in this regard, these are our service users. Then, in this case, another element is active listening. Active listening in the sense that it is required of you to hear everything your service user will tell you. You listen attentively. Your service user must see that you are interested in his or her case. Don't divide your attention. Don't say you have said enough. You can talk too much. Don't tell your service user that. When you do that, you are telling your service user to lose interest in you, to even remove the trust, not to have trust in whatever you want to do. So he or she may decide to abandon whatever intervention to resist the intervention you may want to give to him or her. So in this case, you are paying full attention to what your client is saying. and not saying what he is saying and not saying, which means you must give 100% attention to your client while he or she is with you. You must listen to everything he or she will want to say and those he has not said. Using body language to ensure that you are part of the conversation, that you are sharing his or her feelings. Body language like nodding, okay, okay, I can understand. Eye contact, you maintain eye contact. This is part of effective communication anyway, but you need to know. You maintain eye contact with your service user. And verbal cues like I understand. Okay, tell me more. Oh, I'm interested in that story. Okay, can you please just repeat what you have said? That person will see that you are interested in what is. But if your client is before you, that is when you now have a phone call and you are receiving the call. You say, okay, excuse me, please. Let me quickly take this call. It's an important call. And you begin to discuss on the call, and you are the person from the other hand is telling you some story, and you have interest in that story, and you begin to laugh. You begin to say, oh, this is no, let me just finish this. Let me finish with what I'm doing. I will join you in that place. That person will see you as somebody that has no interest in his or her case. That is active listening. When you do that, your verbal cue, all this will let your client know that you are you show engagement with him or her. Empathy. Good enough. Someone mentioned empathy yesterday, and I said one of the principles that we should embrace, especially in effective communication. Rapport building is part of effective communication. If you want to build effective communication, or you want to promote effective communication, you must build rapport. That is why empathy comes up here. In empathy, you are putting oneself in the client's situation to understand their feelings and perspective. That is, put yourself in the shoes of the other person. When you put yourself in the shoes of your client, it means that you are like that person. So that person will have trust in you, and that person will even have respect for you, because he will be seeing you, he or she will be seeing you as his partner or his or her partner. In this case, you also communicate their experiences and emotion. When you show empathy, that communicates that their experiences and emotions are valid. Because you see somebody that is showing, that is demonstrating the condition. You know, they say the person that wears shoes knows where it pinches. But when you try to put yourself in that particular shoe, you also begin to have feelings for such a person. And such a person will feel that, okay, all my experiences, all my emotions, all I've been passing through, all these are valid. We want to see it as being valid because you are a human being, and he is also a human being. Number 4 is trustworthiness and confidentiality. Being consistent, reliable, and transparent. That is when you are trustworthy, when you are consistent. You say your service user or your clients will come tomorrow by 10 a.m. And when your service user is there by 10 a.m., you that's supposed to be on seat before he or she comes, you came around 10:30 or 11. Okay, the second appointment is another 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. But you have been there after 10, or you are there after 10. So in that case, you can see that giving that particular time appointment, you have not honored it. The person will see you as not being trustworthy, which means you are not reliable. If tomorrow you tell him to come by 10, such a person will come by 12. So we'll see you as not being reliable. So you are not trustworthy. In this case, you respecting confidentiality builds a sense of safety. As a social worker, you maintain confidentiality of every matter that comes to your knowledge. You must not disclose it. That is why maybe in public service, they have what they call a oath of secrecy. The oath of secrecy, no matter what comes to your table, by virtue of being on that desk, you should not disclose it to anybody. That is oath of secrecy. In social work, we do not have oath of secrecy, but confidentiality must be maintained. No matter how close somebody you are to somebody else, even if it's your spouse, you don't need to disclose what you have come across as a result of while performing your duty as social worker. So when you have that, you will be able to build a good rapport with your service user or your clients. Clear communication. Let your communication be clear. Don't give ambiguous communication. Clearly communicate. Demonstrate effective communication. Let there be effective communication between you and your service user or whoever, so that you are not misunderstood. Avoid jargon. Speaking in a way the client doesn't understand is not good. Checking for understanding and being honest about what you can and cannot do. So don't just say you want to impress people, then you begin to say big grammar. Big grammar that has no effect, that has no impact. What's the essence of that grammar? Essence of communication is you say something and somebody at the other end is getting that message you are passing. If that person does not get that message, it means your communication is useless. If you communicate to somebody and that person doesn't understand you, how do you measure the impact of that communication? When you measure the impact of that communication, it will be zero, because that person does not understand you. If I ask you now, since we started this class, or since we started today, what have I said or what you have gained? And that's the essence of assessment. If I assess you now, and you can respond very well, I can get good feedback, it means that I've communicated. But otherwise, maybe other factors may contribute to, I wouldn't know, but there must be clear communication, clear instructions in whatever you want to do. That's the essence of effective communication. That one can build trust, can build rapport. Cultural sensitivity. Every culture must be important to you. Every culture. Every culture. If you're a Muslim, you demonstrate understanding of the culture of another person, of the religion of another person. If you're a Christian, demonstrate understanding of the religion of another person. If you're a traditionalist, you should demonstrate the understanding of other persons as well. That does not make you traditionalist if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim. But you, as a social worker, you must be culturally sensitive. Culturally sensitive. If a social worker, you want to visit a community that is predominantly Muslims, and you are a female, and that community, when you are in Islam, a female must cover her head. And you say because you are not a Muslim, you will not cover your head. You know, by the time you get there, the whole community will lose interest in whatever you want to bring to them, because you have dishonored them. You have dishonored their culture. You have dishonored what they believe. So in that regard, you should acknowledge and respect cultural values, norms, and practices. You should also, in this regard, you can build rapport when you adjust interaction style to fit the client's context. You adjust interaction style to fit the client context, align with what the client's context is. Do not say no, I'm a different person. I'm an elite, so I cannot descend to the level of this vulnerable person. No, you don't do that. You come to his or her level. You come to his own context and operate within that context. You do not operate within another context. You operate within the existing context with your service user. Then you should also understand professional boundaries. This is a way of building trust, of building rapport. You must be warm, supportive without becoming over-involved. Don't become over-involved. Don't become dictator. Don't dominate. Don't be domineering. you should set boundaries. And setting boundary actually helps clients feel safe. When you know your boundary, you are a male social worker, and you are having interaction with a female social worker. You should know your boundary. You should know your boundary. You can't say, okay, you are a male. You have every you must give yourself every freedom to have access to that female privacy. You must know your boundary. If it gets to the point of needing more privacy that only female understand more than male, you engage female social workers who will be able to do more on that, or to even give out that intervention. It is important. And that takes me to, when you do that, when you know your professional boundary, you are building a very good rapport. Then that takes me to collaboration and empowerment. You need to involve clients in decision making about their own lives. You don't do it alone. Collaborate with them, engage them, highlight their strengths rather than just focusing on problems. Like I said yesterday, as a social worker, you should emphasize positivity. You should always promote strengths of your service user. Social workers will be somebody that will be promoting this, that will be advancing the strengths of his or her service users. In this case, you are not focusing on problem alone, but identify their strengths and also help highlight those strengths and promote the strength rather than just focusing on problem. So, in essence, we have been able to talk about rapport building, and you can read more to add to this. In practice, in your individual work, rapport may involve simple things like remembering details about a client's life, being punctual, and showing consistent care. When you are punctual, I mentioned it the other time, by giving time management, time consciousness, and so on and so forth. And you are showing care to them. So it means you are ready to build a rapport with your service user. In community work, rapport means building trust with leaders, building trust, respecting cultural gatekeepers, and showing long-term commitment rather than one-off intervention. Look at the kind of intervention you are giving. Let it be long-term, not one time. Like one-time use plastic. No. Let it be long-term. Don't forget, sustainable development has to do with long-term well-being. Long-term well-being. If a development is going to be sustainable, if an intervention is going to be sustainable, it should address long-term, it should provide a long-term solution to a particular problem. So in this case, I wouldn't know if we can add one or two things about rapport building. Then we can talk about benefits of rapport building. Of course, I have explained along the line, but quickly, I can mention enhanced communication. When a rapport is well built, that will enhance communication between the service user and service provider. I've talked about trust and cooperation. Trust will be built, there will be trust, and your service user will cooperate better with you when that is it. This is an important aspect that shows that a social worker or a professional is a social worker is really an effective, is really a professional and is effective at performing his or her duty. Then there will be improved relationships that has been explained, and it gives room, it makes it easy to resolve conflicts, because when your relationship is very good and the relationship is so strong, and the relationship is a kind of relationship that is commendable, is a kind of relationship that actually that everybody could emulate. You see, when there is any crisis, when there is any conflict, it will be easier to solve or to resolve that conflict. Then the productivity at the end of the day, the outcome of what you are doing, every effort you are putting in to assist your service user, this effort, when this effort are expected to bring some results. If those results are there, and those results will be good results that will be that will be impactful, there will be outcomes that will be meaningful, there will be outcomes that will provide long-term solution to their problems. In this regard, there is an improved productivity from your head, which means everything you have put in, every effort you have put in yielded good results. That's the essence of improved productivity. Rather than somebody that does not care about rapport building, when you care about rapport building, this will impact productivity by fostering better communication, cooperation, and teamwork. So with this, social worker with rapport can motivate and engage community members more effectively. When you have rapport, you can motivate and engage community members more effectively than any other thing, than any other strategy. When you have a good rapport, then we'll talk about techniques for building rapport. I've explained that: active listening, non-verbal communication, establish common ground, like the element I mentioned the other time, and those things that are very important in rapport building. Those I first explained to you as key elements in rapport building. Those key elements are very important, and they are the techniques of building rapport. Actively non-verbal communication, that is when you are when you demonstrate, you show non-verbal communication, like these non-verbal cues, nodding, and giving thumb up for all your service user maybe saying. And this may include facial expressions, gestures as well. Then you can also establish common ground where we find shared interests and experiences. I've explained empathy, I explained communication style, and trust building. I think at this point, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the opportunity to ask questions or to make your contributions before we close the class. I have it in the timetable that we are to meet next Saturday by 9 to 11. I may not have the time to meet you between 9 and 11. I'm engaged already. So let us look for a suitable time that we can actually meet so that we can cover up what we are to do. Thank you so much. So let me allow you ask questions or contribute. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon. Please go ahead.
This is Yusuf Kennedy, sir. Thank you for taking us through all this, taking us through the lectures today. I'm very grateful, sir. I want to quickly ask something. You were talking about confidentiality to our service provider. For example, if a client meets a social worker in an office and you're already attending to the person, to the client, I mean, and for one reason or the other, when you schedule a time for the client to come back, and unfortunately you were not around to meet at the time scheduled, and the person comes around, instead of the person calling, she has to seek for another social worker in the office. Is that right?
Okay, you're asking whether that is right or not.
Yes, sir.
Well, right or wrong, may mean that that particular choice is that of the service user.
Okay, sir.
The fault is not from your end, because ab initio, you should have explained the process to that client very well. But since he or she has decided to make it known to some other person who is also, if it's a social worker and is a colleague with whom you also work. If it's a social worker and it's a colleague, I expect that colleague to have let that person know that since you are attending, somebody else has been attending to your case, it's better you wait for him or her, or that person, if is in such a person, such colleagues is in position to handle that matter and will be able to give you feedback. If that person has the capacity to handle that particular matter, has the expertise to handle that particular matter, and is in a position to give you feedback, I don't think anything is wrong about that. But importantly, that diverging that particular information to another person is not from your hand, it's from the service user end. You can come back and see the person who is also a colleague, since it's a social worker, you know, we work in a team. If peradventure one has an important assignment that takes you out of the state or out of your station, somebody else needs to be on ground to attend to such issues. Because originally, even if a case is beyond your own control, you still make referral. So I don't think there's a problem with that. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Any other question? Yes, Ellen.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for the lecture. Actually, I enjoyed the lecture, though I didn't come in early when you started the topic. So I just wanted to know all these highlighted points. Like today, you said keys to good rapport building, but other ones you were mentioning, like time management, good relationship, establishing common group or what. So I want to know under which heading is this, please?
Under rapport, you see building rapport. You see it in that material. But even though I added some other things,
okay,
my initial explanation where I started from my own separate notes.
Okay.
I added some separate. I made some separate addition to what we have in the material. That was why I give those elaborate explanation. But those one I mentioned later, they are in your material. Both are very related, but you need to get, if there is need for me to add those points, I will send it to you so that you can add it as part of your material.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. You're welcome. Okay. So you'll be informed how that Saturday lecture will go. I think that there are supposed to be 2 lectures that day. So if we cannot meet in the morning, in the afternoon, I will try my best so that we'll meet in that at that time as we have on the program of event. So I will try my best. But otherwise, if we have chance to meet before then, so you'll be informed. You'll be informed by the ICT people, and we can move on from there. But before then, ensure that you read the materials. If we cannot cover everything, there are very simple things that you can do. That is why I'm trying to run some critical areas. So since I can't see any other hands up, I think this is a confident. Okay.
Hello.
Who is
Hello,
that?
Sir.
Hello.
Focus.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, my question is this, sir. As a social worker, sir, how do we handle a case whereby a client doesn't understand any of our language and it is supposed to be secretive, sir?
Yes, in that instance, you may ask your client to bring an interpreter. You may ask you need, number one, you ask for his or her permission. What do? Do you get an interpreter for him or her, or he or she will go and bring an interpreter? So I know he or she will make a choice. So, but let him or her, let her be in the know. Let her give you that consent. Let her determine what he or she wanted, or what or she wants. So in this, what I'm saying in essence is that allow your client to make a choice. So you cannot do it without his or her consent. Just seek his or her permission. Do you need an interpreter from my hand, or you go and bring your own interpreter or translator?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You are welcome.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Victoria.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please. Sir, please, in most of our cases, we are taught to be secretive. I mean, keep clients.
To be confidential.
Yes, to be confidential, sorry. But now, when it comes to conflict resolution, how do we handle it? Because we have to dialogue it openly. Is it within the party consent?
Yes.
So how does the confidentiality comes in there?
Yes. You will, as a professional, you will know the point of disconnection. You will know the point of connection. You will know the point where it is important for you to keep certain information. For instance, if a wife has come to you to report maybe about matrimonial issue with the husband, and there are certain things she has told you that third party should not be in the know, you need to keep it as part of your own tool, as part of your own weapon to actually address whatever the issue may be. What I'm saying in essence is that you don't need to make it public, you don't need to make it open, but that will also guide your own action in resolving that particular issue or conflict. Let me give you a critical example or a typical example that you may interest you. You know, in government, when you are appointed as a public officer, you swear to the oath of allegiance and you swear to the oath of whatever. When you do that, while you are in that office, there are certain things that they will put, this is confidential, no matter what. They will put top secret that you should not divulge it, no matter what. You should not divulge. Even though those politicians, those public officers, they still go to their constituents, they still go to their constituencies to talk to their people, to talk to so many people, but they will never divulge official secrets. They will never do that. They know the point where they should separate between officialdom and non-official matter. So in this case, as a social worker, as a professional, you should be in a position to distinguish, to form a distinction. Is this actually to be known to a third party? Is this not to be known? You have that prerogative to determine that. I mean, you have that ability to determine that. I wouldn't know whether that serves kind of guidance for you.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, please, I have another question, sir.
Kindly, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yusuf, kindly. Yeah, okay.
In accepting one's client, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead. I'm with you.
In accepting one's clients, I want to bring something from what the last speaker just said, that when you have a joint section for couples, we do that most often.
Yes.
And the lady comes first, or let me say the wife comes first.
Okay.
As a social worker, um, you have accepted her and all
Okay.
what she brought to the table.
Yes.
And in resolving that conflict, or how do I put it? You now send for the husband to have the joint
The other
section with
side.
them.
Okay.
Mhm. But in all what the woman told you, she already lied when the husband
Okay.
came in the
Okay.
joint section. But
Okay.
if you are going to look at the principle of social work or a social worker, you are not to judge any one of them. But
Mm.
deep inside you, you know that ọkùnrin yẹn obìnrin yìí ti jẹ̀bi ẹjọ́ kìíní ló wá rò fún ẹ.
Benny.
Do you understand
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes, I
In that
understand.
in that
You
scenario,
don't understand. How do you bring in that
okay,
class?
please, what I'm trying to say is that you know that when the woman came first, you have accepted the person, the woman,
Yeah.
all her
Yes.
complaints you have accepted. But in resolving the issue, you have to invite the husband for a joint section so you know where and what to do after she has reported the case.
Yes.
Now, when the husband comes in and the husband says another thing
Person.
entirely
Yes.
that is different from what the wife reported,
Yes.
and you are not to be
Judgmental.
judgmental about it. In
Mm.
that scenario, what do you do?
Well, as a social worker and professional, you already know the truth. You already know the truth. You not being judgmental means that you should not just give judgment to that person in particular without allowing or her to give the full story of what has transpired. In this case, you have brought the two of them together. You did not give judgment while the wife was with you. The two of them are there and you want to resolve. Because of the information you already have, you can use that information because you want peace. So you need to settle them first. Then thereafter, you can now call the lady to come back. You appeal to them to ensure that we have peace. Then you ask the lady to come back and you give her counseling. So that next time it will not just be lying about whatever transfer, perhaps at home or wherever. So what I'm saying is, since you already know the facts, use that opportunity to settle whatever may be the source of the cause of the conflict, and you can invite the lady back. Then later, after you have invited her, you can together call the two of them to your office and also ensure that you try to, because we are concerned about long-term well-being of everyone. So it's
Yes,
important
sir.
you let the lady know that all she has told you, there are a lot of lies separately. Then before you now call the two of them together to ensure that the settlement will last. That's the way I look
Yes,
at
sir.
it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So at this point, I think we can call it a day. And I'm sorry, I have to bring the class to a close at this point. We're supposed to end the class by 3 o'clock, but I'm engaged again in another important work right now, since 2 o'clock. So I'm sorry. So when next we meet, this will be communicated to you, and I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation as well.
Sir, can we
So
do during the week
during the
after
week,
close of
yes,
work? Yes.
we can do it. No problem. You can pick any time. Do we take I don't know, Wednesday? Wednesday,
Wednesday
5
is
o'clock,
fine.
5 o'clock or 4:30.
Wait, I go to church.
You go to church on Wednesday?
Wednesday,
Yes, so
4
about this
o'clock.
church.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wednesday, 5
okay,
p.m.
okay.
Wednesday is
Wednesday is
a
a public
public
holiday.
holiday. It should
It's
be
a
a
public
public
holiday. You can take it
holiday.
in the morning. You can take
Yeah.
it in the morning. It's a public
Exactly.
holiday.
Wednesday morning,
Wednesday morning, 9 to 11.
9 to
Okay.
11, yes.
Yes,
That will
sir.
be
It's 9,
fine.
Wednesday
it's
morning
9 to
is okay,
11,
9 to
okay.
11.
9 to 11.
At least I know, except you want to go to independence
No.
celebration. I
Celebration.
know you are above that now. You have done that when you were young. When you go to the stadium to march
No,
for
sir,
independence
please.
celebration.
So we at the local end, at the local government, we have to
Government.
be there for them. So can we
Okay.
please shift it to about 1 or thereabout?
Okay, you have to take the children to that place. Okay,
Yes.
where is that place so that we'll come and join you?
Or maybe we take it earlier.
Or we do it earlier. Can we do it between
Okay.
7? Can we do it
Yes.
7 to 9?
Yes.
Yes.
Is 7 to 9 okay in the morning?
Yes, it's okay.
It's fine.
Either 7 to 9 or 8 to 9.
Okay, sir.
7 to 9. Agree?
7 to 9.
Yes, we have agreed.
Okay, 7 to
8
9 in
to
the
9
morning.
is more preferable. 8 to 9.
Wait,
7. I beg you, wake up by 7, Jare. Wake up by
Yes.
7.
See, by
Wake up on time.
let's start by 7.
Let's
7
see
is
this.
okay.
It's too early.
7 is okay, sir.
What is really? Please, it's just for that day.
Yes.
The other Wednesday is only for that Wednesday. You have all
Yeah.
other days to yourself. Even those that are going to church, not going to church for one day cannot take you out of the congregation. But nonetheless, I will respect your opinion. Let's take it by 7 to 9. It's not even comfortable for me, but I will still find time.
It's fine. Let's manage.
I will find time to attend to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Let
Who
it be
is
on the
that?
platform.
Okay, to be on the platform, I will tell the ICT person to do that. But just put it in mind, where is it by the grace of God, so that we can cover a lot of ground. So thank you so much. Until that Wednesday, may God spare our lives.